Hello, hello. I am live a little bit earlier than I usually am, but I am leaving the office a little bit earlier than I usually do. And bear with me as I go through this because I am absolutely freezing. We're having an issue with our furnace. Hopefully it will be fixed tomorrow. But the Mercury retrograde has absolutely hit, and we're watching issues come up, we're watching things break down, we're watching breakthroughs happen, all kinds of things that are happening here in this energy. This is your weekly reading. This is a weekly reading for the collective, for all of us, to help you to understand the energy that you're feeling, to help you to understand the things that are coming up for you this week, and how you can make the most of the energy that we have happening now and that we have happening over the course of the week. There's a lot going on with the energy. So if you did not watch last week's energy reading, I think there's a lot there and available for you. So make sure you go back and watch that as well. But I'm also going to make sure that I recap some of that and cover some of that again. We are officially in Mercury retrograde, as I was saying. We have a lot of retrogrades that are happening right now. So today is the 11/11 portal. Today, Jupiter has gone retrograde. Mercury went retrograde on November 9th, so just a couple of days ago. And it's a lot. So we have Uranus in retrograde, we have Jupiter now in retrograde, Mercury in retrograde, Saturn in retrograde, and Neptune in retrograde. So we have a lot going on right now. And with all of these planets, essentially when we say retrograde, that means that they appear to be going backwards in the sky. This is a slowdown. Are you feeling it? I know I am. I am feeling in this energy like we need a little bit of quiet downtime. This energy is an opportunity for a pause, for a slowdown. And I'm feeling really, really sensitive to everything right now. We are getting a lot of downloads lately through this 11/11 portal. There are a lot of upgrades that our energy fields are receiving, a lot of information that is coming through. We also have all of these X-class solar flares that have been coming through over the course of the past week. What did I write down? I believe that we've had 6 X-class solar flares, which are the big ones. Those are the major ones. You probably have been feeling them, but also lots of M-class level solar flares in that. That's like a level down from the X flares, but all of that is like these surges of light that our bodies, our energy fields, our minds are having to adjust to. And it is an upgrade. It is an opportunity for us to connect with our intuition on a deeper level, to connect with ourselves, to connect with our magic on another level, our intuitive abilities, our gifts, our knowing, our understanding, our sense of what we need to do next. So it's all a really good thing, but you might find that your system is just overwhelmed with everything that is coming through, because it can feel like a lot. It can feel like anxiety. It can feel like sleep issues. It can feel like body aches, body physical issues, feeling fluttering in the heart. There's so many different ways that this shows up, but there is a lot going on, and you're probably feeling it on some level. You might feel anxious without understanding why, and that is in part probably what you are feeling. So know that this is all good for us, but it also is calling for us to just lean in and flow with the pause that we're being asked to take. So you might find I usually go live here on my Facebook and on my YouTube channel, but I just feel so withdrawn. You guys might have noticed I've been taking a little bit more of a break from social media. I just really feel like I'm working through some stuff right now, and I need to take the space. I need to just allow myself to, I feel really sensitive right now to everything. And so I find that as I'm taking a little bit more space, it's helpful to me. So space from social media, space space from people, I just feel really easily overwhelmed. And some of it is like some emotional stuff that I'm working through that you're probably working through too, because we have a lot of shadow work stuff that comes up, things that we need to deal with, things that we need to feel our way through during a Mercury retrograde. So we have all of that happening, but I just find that I feel so overly sensitive. Like, for example, I'm noticing, oh, can you guys hear me? I just realized I don't have my mic here. Hopefully you have been able to hear me. Oh my God, I'm not even live. Oh my God. Hi, everyone. Is this working? Because I thought I was live before, and now I am. Okay. I don't know. I did a part of a reading already, and I don't know if like that showed up. I don't know if you guys saw that. So let me know. But hello, I'm Christy Forsyth. This is your weekly reading. We're going to talk about the things that are going on in the cosmos right now, what you are feeling, what you might be seeing, what is influencing you right now, and how you can make the most of all of these energies that we have going on this week, because this is a pretty significant amount of energy that we are navigating our way through. Okay, Rob, good. You can hear me. Let me know, Rob, was this video showing up for you before, or is this a new video here now? Because I was totally talking for a while and thought it was live, but I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, this is for you guys to understand the energy, what you're feeling, and we're going to take a deep dive into it. If you did not check out last week's reading, make sure you check that out too, because I covered a lot of important stuff. Okay, the whole time. Okay, so I don't know. Mercury retrograde is doing its thing. I'm going to repeat some things just in case this is part of the same recording. I don't know how this is going to go down. So we're going to go back. We're going to repeat some things and make sure that we are covering everything. Mercury retrograde is known for its technology glitches, right? So we see that playing out right now here with my video. We also here at the office, I was mentioning that it's our furnace seems to be having some kind of an issue as well. So it is absolutely freezing in here. I will be leaving early today, and but here we are for this video. And I am live only on my Facebook right now because I'm really feeling like very sensitive right now. I don't know, like, and so maybe it sounds weird, but it feels a little too vulnerable to be live on both platforms right now. I don't know why. I just trust myself and trust my intuition with this. So I'm feeling extra sensitive, and I think probably you guys are too in this energy. So let's break all of that down. We have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets now in retrograde. So meaning that today, 11/11 is the 11/11 portal. Jupiter has now gone into retrograde. Mercury has gone into retrograde on November 9th. And so we have Uranus, Jupiter, Mercury, Saturn, and Neptune all in retrograde right now. So this is a pause. This is a slowdown. This is an invitation for us to pause and slow down, because it's not a time to try to force anything or to try to be taking a lot of action. I feel like I was mentioning, I feel like I'm hypersensitive to everything right now. So I'm feeling things really deeply. I have felt very emotional, and I feel really easily overwhelmed and really easily overstimulated. And I think it's a combination of all of these retrogrades, and these things that I personally am like working through right now as well. But like, I think that we're all working through a lot right now with all of these retrogrades. They have this way of bringing our shadow work to the surface, of showing us what we need to work on, showing us what we need to understand. So I want you to pay attention to what is coming up for you right now, and pay attention to what you're feeling called to do in order to address it. This is not the time to bury your head in the sand and to ignore it. In fact, the message that I got is when things are coming up for us here in this energy, what we want to be doing is we want to be taking it head on. We want to be addressing it right then and there. So, meaning that as something comes up, it's like send that message, say that thing, take that action step, do whatever that is. Right now, I think we're going to, we can save ourselves a lot of struggle, a lot of difficulty if we don't put things off, if we don't procrastinate on things when we feel them. So making sure that you are doing that, that you are not avoiding things. This is not a really good time to avoid it. You want to, whatever is coming up for you, we want to look at it, we want to feel it, we want to let ourselves connect with it. But as I was saying, we're feeling also very sensitive to things. And then there's this pause that's happening. There have been, over the course of the past week, I believe 6 X level solar flares. And solar flares, that's the X level, the X class solar flares are the highest solar flares, meaning that there's a lot of this light energy that is being processed on the planet, but also being processed by our bodies. There's also been, the next level down is M-class solar flares. There's been a lot of those over the course of the past week as well. So you might just feel absolutely zapped because we're processing a lot of light. We're processing a lot of information. There are a lot of downloads that are coming through. There's a lot of light codes that are training our energy fields, our minds, our physical bodies to be able to carry more light. So there's a lot that is happening, and this is a good thing, but at the same time, it can feel really overwhelming, or you might feel overly sensitive or extra sensitive to things. You might feel a little bit more easily overwhelmed. I don't know if I said this here or in my video earlier, but I felt called to only go live here on Facebook and to not do that with YouTube as well, just because for whatever reason that just felt a little too sensitive and vulnerable for me today, which I don't normally have an issue with, but today it just felt like, nope, let me just, like, I'll post the video on YouTube later. Let me just go live on Facebook. So here we are. And make sure you follow my Facebook if you're on my YouTube only, so that you can check these. This doesn't happen often where I only go live here on Facebook, but you never know. So anyway, there's this sensitivity that's happening, and you might find that you're having a lot of physical sensations in the body. Rob is saying he's been feeling overwhelmed and sad. Yeah, like there a lot of sadness. I think we're working through a lot of stuff. I've had a lot of emotion come up, a lot of things that I'm trying to work through, a lot of things that I haven't been really happy with the way that they turned out. And you might have things, I was talking last week about how we may have things that feel disappointing, but I also really feel that whatever is happening right now is happening for our highest and best good. And so there may be solutions that are coming up to address the challenges that you have, or new pathways that are even better. We don't know what that looks like, but God does, and God knows the higher path for us. And so our job right now is to be in a flow with all of this and honoring that flow and trusting in this process. Today, I am recording this on 11/11. So today is the 11/11 portal. And what I love about the 11/11 portal, whenever I see repeating ones, that for me is about new openings, new beginnings, right? But when you combine it with all of this retrograde energy, to me, it's like new beginnings, but it's new beginnings in the form of a reset. Okay, so we might be experiencing certain resets that are happening for us today. And as this energy continues to play out, a refresh of certain situations. So a lot of this energy is this pull for us to go backwards in order to go forwards, meaning we might have to reflect back. We might have to review certain situations. The word that I got in my monthly reading that I do inside of my membership, if you're not in there, make sure you check that out, claritybychristy.com. But the word that I got was return, especially here with this Mercury retrograde. I think there's a lot of things and people that are returning at this time. So it might be the return of old issues that are coming back, that are getting stirred up, that we now recognize, oh, okay, now is my time for me to deal with this. You might not like it, but it's an opportunity to do that. So don't bury your head in the sand. Pay attention to what is coming up for you and let yourself feel it to heal it. Let yourself look at it. Let yourself be willing to say, okay, what inside of me needs to shift in order to create better circumstances for me moving forward, right? Where am I ignoring myself? Where am I ignoring my truth? Where do I need to open more? Where do I need to, what is it that I'm needing to honor or that I'm needing to address? So this return, I think it's a return of old ideas. So you might find an idea that you once had that never quite got going, you never moved forward with it, or you started with it but you didn't finish it. You're coming back to those old ideas and you're following through. I would love to hear what that looks like for you. Like, what old ideas are you guys pursuing? Let me know. Old conversations, so a conversation that started that never properly got finished, or a conversation with someone from the past coming back together to talk about some things. Old people coming back into our experience, like, so people from the past coming back in, that, and this is to give us opportunities to heal. And it might not be that person actually comes back around, but the stuff, the baggage that's left behind, here it is for us to deal with in some way, shape, or form. And now we're being called to do that. So with these retrogrades, with this pause, and everything that's happening with this energy, with this being the 1111 portal on top of those solar clusters, it's going to make you more sensitive. It's going to make you more easily overwhelmed. And so this is a really good time to go within and to not overbook yourself. It's a good time to just like spend some time listening to yourself. We are in Scorpio season. Scorpio season is all about transformation. It's about shadow work. It's about going within and finally listening to those parts of ourselves that we have been ignoring because we've been so busy. So now we slow down and we say, okay, I'm ready to hear you. Inner child, I'm ready to hear you. Intuition, I'm ready to hear you. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to honor you. And I want to encourage you to make sure that you are honoring during this time. Now, keep in mind, during Mercury retrograde, things can go wrong, right? This tends to be a challenging time where some things go wrong. And so we are encouraged to just take a little bit of extra time. You know, again, there's that slowdown. If you're rushing anything, if you're trying to force anything, if you are just, I don't know, like any of these things, like that's not going to work during this time. It's also a time for us to really be mindful about what we are communicating and the kind of message that we're putting out there, the kind of things that we're saying to other people, or even us making assumptions about things. This is a really good time to take extra time for communication so that we're not making assumptions, so that we're not reading between the lines. This is a better time to communicate. This is a time where there tends to be more miscommunications, but if you are intentional, if you take your time and you go slow and you, Shannon is saying, being still, and you let yourself be still or take a pause before you do communicate, that is going to serve you really well during this time. It's also a time like where you want to, if you are signing any contracts or anything like that, it's a time to make sure that you really go over that with a fine-tooth comb and double check that. This is a great time just to double check yourself overall, right? Is that really what I want to say? Is this how I want to communicate that? Is this an action that I want to take? Because there is a little bit of this impulsive energy getting mixed up in this energy. And so you don't want for that to get you. This energy is, Shannon saying, being still, right? It is this time to, I think about, I'm curious in the tarot if the Hermit card will come up, because it is like that, very much that Hermit energy of being still, going within, tuning in with ourselves, listening, meditating more. I've been doing a lot of meditation. I can't remember if I said this on this video or the one before this, but I've been taking some breaks from social media. I'm pulling back a lot just because like it all just feels very overwhelming for me right now. So I'm just doing the things that feel really good and supporting myself as I work through some things that are emotional and hard and challenging, and trying not to let myself get so caught up and overwhelmed in that I'm not being productive with the things that are coming up for me. Because again, we want to be productive with it. We want to take on whatever is coming up for us head on. So take that thing on. Like, there was a phone call that I had to make today. For whatever reason, I hate to make phone calls. I just did it right away because like I get that message, like just deal with it right now. Take it on. Just address it right now in the moment, because I think that there's like these little windows of opportunity here in this energy. We want to make sure that we are doing that, and that we're trusting that as we take action, that everything is working out for our highest and best good, that everything is always working out for us. This energy is going to support that, even if right now it doesn't quite look like that. Again, not avoiding or putting off. So letting ourselves just allow this pause, giving extra care to your self-care, taking care of yourself, and challenging yourself in the ways that you're being called to be challenged. I think like when I'm saying take it head on, there might be some things where it's like you get an intuitive sense of something that you need to do, something that you need to say, something that you need to address, something that you need to look at. And part of you doesn't want to because you don't want to deal with it, or it's not something that you want to take a look at, or whatever the reason is. Maybe there's a lot of fear wrapped up in it, but at the same time, it's really going to serve you well. This is where we want to be challenging ourselves a little bit, pushing ourselves out of our comfort zone so that we can step into that. Okay, so let's take a look at the cards. I have already pre-shuffled the deck. I'm going to pull right from the top. I will tell you what the cards are, and then we'll go back into the card meaning. So the first one is the Nine of Wands in reverse, letting down our armor. The Empress, in order to receive beautiful things or in order to create beautiful things. The Hermit, I knew that was coming out. I love it. The Hermit, taking that time, going within, listening, tuning in with ourselves. The Nine of Pentacles. Boy, there's a lot of abundance in this energy. So keep that in mind, right? I kind of get the sense like the reward for the hard work is blessings coming into our experience. The reward to stretch yourself, move yourself out of your comfort zone brings a lot of really beautiful things. The Knight of Wands, taking action where we feel that we need to take action. And the Two of Cups. Now, this showed up. It did show up in the reverse, right? So we will talk about that. All right, let's start with the Nine of Wands in reverse. The Nine of Wands in reverse. I feel like this Nine of Wands has been coming up a lot over the past couple of months. And the reason that I think that the Nine of Wands is coming up is that part of this transition, I talked a lot about how we're receiving all these downloads, these light upgrades, these intuitive downloads, all of that stuff, right? Part of what we're being asked to do, in spite of that maybe feeling overwhelming and us feeling hypersensitive, is to be willing also to be open and to be vulnerable. I think that vulnerability is huge for our soul's growth and development. So that may mean opening ourselves up to connection in a way that we previously were afraid to. That might be opening ourselves up and expressing something that we're needing in a way that we never would have done before. It might be a willingness to allow other people to help us, to support us, whatever this looks like. The Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. And this is, I feel, all of us, like we've all been through so much. But the thing about the wounded warrior has to remember that he has already been through so much. And so part of what's difficult with the Nine of Wands, especially when it's showing up in reverse, is like that trust that things can be better, or that not all situations, not all circumstances are the same. It's this faith that there can be more ease, there can be more love, there can be more peace, there can be good that can come in. And sometimes I think we're careful with that. So what I would say here is to let yourself be hopeful, to let yourself be vulnerable, to let yourself be open, even if it doesn't work out the way that you expected right now. I truly feel like for the long term, it will. But right now, there might be some miscommunications. There might be some issues that come up, or it might look like it's not coming together. It is, but it might come together in a way that's different than you expect as well. So just keeping that in mind. So being willing to take down our armor so that we can connect, so that other people can connect with us. And our armor might be protecting our hearts. It might be holding certain thoughts in our mind that we're afraid to let go of, certain stories, because if we don't let go of that story, then we perceive ourselves to not be able to be hurt. But at the same time, like if you're always guarded and you refuse to let go of a story that no longer serves you, you are harming yourself. You are holding yourself back from growth, from new experiences, from things that are better. So speaking of, we have the Empress, right? This is giving birth to something really new and beautiful, right? And with this return energy, I feel like it's like giving birth to something that we started but we didn't finish. I talked a lot last week about second chance energy, and this entire month is about second chances. So I feel like this is a second chance at something, or several second chances at something, but we have to be willing to lean into that. We have to be willing to be open to that. And maybe that's in part where the vulnerability is required, right? You might say, well, that didn't work out so well for me last time. And of course, use your intuition. Don't put yourself in a situation where you already know, like nothing has changed, nothing is different, it's more of the same. Then that's not what we're talking about here, right? But if something has improved, if something does look different, then that might be something that is worth revisiting, whether that's an idea, whether that's a connection, whether that's a conversation that you need to come back to. Maybe you had an idea and you started to work on something, and then you just, life was lifing and you got rerouted, and now front and center, it's like, now you need to focus on this. Now you need to work on this. And you probably know what this is, or will know what this is, or what these are. It doesn't have to be just one thing, because it's going to come up for you this week, this month. So I want you to pay attention to it. How do we pay attention to it? Well, we go into this hermit energy to connect with our light. We allow ourselves to go within, to meditate more, to do more breath work. I've been doing a lot of breath work, a lot of things that are focused on healing and releasing and letting go and surrendering, because sometimes when the energy gets like this, it's harder to surrender. We want to control it. We want to force it. And this is a time when we don't want to force, we want to flow. And so the hermit says, take a little time, disconnect from all of that outside energy. You might even think about disconnecting from social media this week, or pulling back on that, or just taking more alone time so that you can hear that intuitive voice. If you are so busy all the time, or if your brain is so busy all the time that you don't allow that quiet at all, you're not going to get your messages. And that's going to be something that you'll have to repeat again later. So make sure that you're open to that. And I might even just say, God, universe, whatever that is for you, I'm open to receiving my messages. Show me what I need to see. Show me what I need to know. Show me what I need to understand. Show me what I need to do. I love to ask to be shown, because I promise you, if you ask for it, you will be shown. We don't always like the answer, but you will be shown. The Nine of Pentacles. This is about you standing strong on your own. Okay. So again, a little bit more of that on your own energy, that inward energy, that simplicity, right? Just really focusing on the simple things in life and focusing on what lights you up, what you need. This is a time to bring your energy back to you. You might also, with this energy, be working on something really powerful on your own, or in your own energy, or through connecting with your intuition. There's a strength that is developing here through you supporting you. Every time that you do something for yourself, you are helping to deepen your self-love. So just paying attention to all of that and honoring that, because there are rewards that come with that. The Nine of Pentacles comes with a lot of reward, right? It's abundance and then some. It's extra. It's a bonus. It's all good things through all of this. And then the next card that we have is the King of Wands. And this to me is very clear what it is. As you feel that fire inside of you, as you become clear as to a step that you need to take, an action that you need to follow through with, a conversation that you need to have, a change that you need to make, this is the time to do it. So pay attention for those moments that come through for you to take something head on, to just address it right then and there. Are you guys familiar with, what is her name? The 5-second rule. Any other time I would know her name, but that book, The 5-Second Rule, where she basically, in the simplest version of it, it's just that countdown into doing something. And I feel like we could really be using that 5-second rule right now, because it redirects the brain, right? So you just think about something that you need to do. You become aware of something that you need to take on, head on, an action that you need to take, and you say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And on that one, you do whatever that is. You send that text, you make that call, whatever the action is. But taking that pause for a minute, taking a breath, making sure, yeah, is this an action that I want to take? And then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you go into it. So that's a really good thing. And then we have the Two of Cups showing up. This came out in reverse. And to me, this feels like a return in some ways, right? So this isn't a great time to be connecting with new people during Mercury retrograde, especially with all these retrogrades, but you might find that there's a return of old connections. And these are people that felt like soulmates, that felt like partners, that felt like that person that you need in your life, that felt like a really beautiful balance for you in your life. And so we may find, like I was saying, people from the past definitely coming back, but specifically an opportunity to maybe there's a second chance in relationships. Maybe there's an opportunity to heal something and go your separate ways, but that reconnection is coming in to give you that opportunity to heal it. So lots of things happening here in this energy. Hopefully it made sense. I got a little thrown off with that mix up with the video, with the live, but here we are. We're going to just work our way through all of these retrogrades. I kind of expect it at this point Thank you guys so much for those of you, Rob, Shannon, for being here live. And for those of you who are on my YouTube, make sure you say hello. You're going to be watching the replay. Make sure you say hello. I'll probably be up and running next week where I'm feeling more able to just like put my energy out there. I don't know. I'm just like very protective of it right now. So, but we will put that out there. Thank you guys so much for being here. And I will see you next week, if not sooner, with another video. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.